Hi, I'm Cleo. I'm a longtime tutor and a test prep expert here with study.com. So today we're going to be focusing on the exam Praxis 5206, which is for teaching reading in grades K through 12. And this exam covers a bunch of different subtopics. It's a multi-subject exam. So today we're going to focus on the subtopic of comprehension of literary and informational text. Okay, we're going to dive in with some problems now. So here we go. Problem 1. A second grade teacher is planning her lessons for teaching a reading unit. Which of the following is the first step she should take? Writing down all vocabulary to be taught, reviewing all standards to be mastered in the unit, giving a pretest to students, or making all summative assessments. Well, the first thing a teacher would want to do is be aware of the specific standards that are going to be taught throughout the unit and the lessons. So the first thing we would want to do is review all standards to be mastered in the unit. This would help break down and guide what to teach and which methods to use along the way. Problem 2. Ms. Smith is reading Alice's Adventures in Wonderland with her students. She has prepared some questions for each passage the students read. The students read for a while, and when they encounter a mark in their text, they answer the accompanying question for that passage. This is a directed reading thinking activity. Why is this useful? Okay. Is it because it helps the students prepare for comprehensive reading tests, helps the student to gather information about the text, helps the students to evaluate their thoughts on the passage, or helps the students to stop and think about the passage they read? Well, if we imagine this scenario, the students are reading the passage, and then along the way, they're being prompted to stop and answer questions to check their comprehension. What we're really doing is helping them stop to think about the passage they're reading. So this is the best answer. And that is because otherwise, students might just be sort of mindlessly skimming or checked out and not really encoding the information that they're coming across. So it's a way to keep them engaged and make sure that information actually sinks in. Problem 3. Susie is a fourth grade student who struggles with reading comprehension. After reviewing her files, Susie's teacher notices she has had this issue since preschool. Which of the following conclusions can the teacher draw from this information? Susie needs to be tested for hearing problems to diagnose her learning disability. Susie likely struggles with decoding and listening comprehension. Susie's problem is grade appropriate and she will grow out of it with age. Or Susie needs a regular tutor to help her catch up to her peers. So she's had this issue for a while. It's affecting her reading comprehension. So we would most likely want to look at this answer. Susie likely struggles with decoding and listening comprehension because when a child is struggling with listening comprehension issues from a young age, it can affect their reading development. So if this has been going on for a while, in terms of struggling with decoding the material and comprehending it, it might have to do with listening comprehension, and that's something we would want to look into. Okay, problem 4. As part of teaching students about the historical significance of a novel that they're reading about the civil rights movement, a community member who is actively involved in that important period in history was invited to speak to the class about his experiences. Which of the following types of instructional strategies is the teacher using in this situation? Hands-on instruction, expository instruction, interactive instruction, or collaborative instruction? Well, this would be an example of expository instruction. We're bringing in an expert to speak directly about their experience and their perspective to inform the students about this information that they're learning and hopefully help them engage with it more deeply. And exposition really is just like directly conveying information. So expository, you can think about the expert coming in and directly conveying their experience. Okay, thank you so much for doing those problems with me. I hope they were helpful. So now if you'd like to continue reviewing, you can check out our other videos here, or you can make your way over to study.com. And as a member there, you'll find that you have access to hundreds of sample problems like the ones that we just did together, as well as targeted instruction for specific topics you might want to review, and some strategy to help you improve your score on test day. So, in the meantime, please feel free to reach out and let us know if there are any topics that you'd like us to review, which we haven't yet done videos on. You can drop us a comment and also like and subscribe and let us know if these videos are helpful and follow along for more. Thank you again. And in the meantime, happy studying.